You can't hear me, it's in my earbuds!
Nova Online has a lot of different subject matter that I want to cover. However, a big one is the status of his house and his household. This being both what his house looks like and the people who have surrounded him throughout his life. Now you can see throughout the years of Nova's TikToks and his YouTube videos, the cleanliness of his house has always teetered on the side of pretty messy.
Fine, I'll change the Alright, I'll check my DMs after the stream.
Nova lives with his mother and his family pets, which include, to my knowledge, one dog and one cat. However, his house has also seen infamous Uncle Drew, and also Nova's father. Now, not much is known about Nova's dad, however, he did unfortunately pass away a few years back. Nova and his house situation has always been a focal point that his viewers like to comment on, whether it's his tumultuous relationship with his uncle, or the horrific state of his room. There's just a lot of subject matter when it comes to Nova and his house. Nova and his uncle have had a lot of back and forth, both in person and over text. There's one big crash out that I have to shout out Liquid Nova for archiving, where Nova sideways stepped back into his room, which is crazy and hilarious, by the way. And he started raging and swearing because apparently he didn't understand what his uncle said, which then led to a full-on rant from Uncle Drew.
I'm fucking sick of my fucking uncle! I missed what my fucking uncle said, and then he went on for a full-on fucking rant! You know what the fuck I'm saying? No, I'm never fucking okay!
I mean, that's pretty insane, and I don't know what Uncle Drew could have possibly done to make Nova this upset, but it generally is shocking to see how angry Nova can get when it comes to Uncle Drew. From all the past knowledge we have on Nova, we know that him and his uncle, they just don't get along, and they might have had a better relationship at the beginning of his life, but as they've grown older, Nova and his uncle have constantly been at each other's throats. And this is speculatory, but Nova has put some TikToks out where he claims that his Uncle Drew is not in support of his lifestyle. There have also been some leaks that have gone around that shows Nova on a phone call with his mother, talking to her about how Andy, which is what I guess Nova calls Uncle Drew, and how he's going to make Nova have an accident, which I don't know what that means, but it is pretty ominous. But the reason Uncle Drew said this is because Nova supposedly leaked his phone number on TikTok, and I'm going to play all the phone call, and it's really, really dumb sounding and goofy. Like, this is a 20-year-old man, and he's crying to his mommy, and it just sounds really, really dumb.
Mom, this is urgent. Fucking urgent. Andy just texted me again.
Yes.
His phone number got leaked, and now he's blaming. I'm fucking shaking.
Gabriel, you had nothing to do with
He's gonna give me to do. I'm fucking scared.
Gabriel. I can't have you go to jail for his phone number somehow being leaked. Okay?
He just sent this word for word. Okay, you pervert. You get my phone off of TikTok before you have an accident. Word for word.
A message. Okay, I can't do anything right where I am right now. Carefully when I get home, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm literally about to fucking talk him down. Like, fucking, like, go at him.
Gabriel, no, don't do anything right now when I get home, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Take your pills. Okay?
I already did.
And a little bit, okay?
Okay. Okay. I love you too, bye.
Like, how can you take this guy seriously? He says on the call to his mom that he's going to go at his uncle, but what is Nova gonna do? Launch a McCrispy fresh out of the fryer at him, harness his Sailor Moon powers again him, hit him with some boogie moves? Like, Nova just seems incredibly disconnected from reality, especially with what he thinks he is capable of doing, whether it be this situation or his ability to produce content that people want to watch. But regardless of that, Nova continues to burn the very few bridges he has left. He really only only has his mom nowadays because, as we know, Nova and his uncle don't get along. And there were even some more leaks on Twitter between someone and Nova's uncle who was continuing to expose him for more degenerate activities. And you can see through the text, Nova's uncle wants nothing to do with him, and even advocated for people to report this to the sheriff. So Nova doesn't have a lot going for him right now. He lost his job again after finally getting one prior to not having one for almost 6 months. He doesn't have any support systems besides his mom, but Nova isn't doing anything to change this. Nova continues to be extremely standoffish and angry to his Chad, so he can't foster any true fanship from them, even though no one would want to be a fan of Nova anyways, and people would generally be completely content if Nova got off the internet, period. And also, Nova's just not looking for a job. He is completely fine with just sitting at home on WWE Super Smash or whatever he plays, and then Street Fighter. Now, a little segue into Nova's house situation, being the cleanliness of where he films. It's pretty atrocious. I've never seen so much clutter before, and there's just constant filth and trash everywhere. Whether it's old pizza boxes from a week prior, or dishes stacked to the damn ceiling, there's just shit everywhere. Now, Nova did try and combat his dirty house in what he called a house cleaning saga, which lasted 13 episodes and a handful of TikTok streams, which again, thank you to Liquid Nova for capturing the legendary streams. And in one of these streams in particular that I had cut up a little bit at the beginning of this video, you can see Nova just pushing trash around in his room with a snow shovel, and that's just a different type of gone. If you can't even properly clean your room without the use of some heavy machinery, you need to seek immediate help. He would also have cleaning streams where he would do the dishes for about an hour or so and say very little, which, you know, that's pretty boring, but surprise, surprise, another boring Nova stream. But throughout all these streams and videos, the only bit of progress I ever saw was the getting rid of the recliner in his living room and some slight improvements that he made on the kitchen. But after Nova stopped doing the saga, you can see that the kitchen became an absolute nightmare again, which was most recently seen in his pork fried rice TikTok, and you can see just dishes and woks and just random pans and just everything is just stacked on top of his stovetop.
Let's make garlic pork fried rice. Alright, now I can finally get cooking. I've got a wok here, seasoned and everything. We've got ourselves a chopped up pork chop. We're just gonna...
Now, personally, I would not be comfortable eating anything Nova whips up in that kitchen. I'm not positive those dishes get cleaned, and like, he literally has that pork in a red Solo cup. I would not be able to fear for my health if I ate, a classic Nova dish like his Dijon chicken or something like that. It just gets to a certain point where, like, Nova, there's no way he's able to find things that he needs to cook with, like spatulas or forks or something. But that is also insinuating when he does cook, because we all know the fast food frontliner Nova likes himself some takeout here and there. But like, when he cooks, does he generally struggle to find things because they're buried in a sea of dookie? I don't know, but Nova definitely isn't going to be catering any birthday parties of mine. What also beckons comment is the fact that Nova's room has gotten so bad that he's been filming a lot of his TikToks outside, especially his card opening videos, which I'm gonna break it down for you guys. I'm an avid collector of Pokemon cards. I love it. So to see this big goofus opening packs on a dirty, nasty table and grip them like they owe him money, it destroys me each and every time I see it. Also, when he pulled that Ethan's Ho-Oh off his second pack of Death and Rivals, that boiled my blood. That set has absolutely destroyed both my wallet and my personal soul. The point is, Nova has been filming a lot of his videos outside, and even outside his house, it's a big mess. He has random cups outside that just kind of live outside, and maybe there's no room in the house anymore, so he's just starting to dump his crap outside. I'm not sure. It's really wild. But the big mother of all hell is Nova's room. That place is a sea of trash, and his room has different elevation points based on where the trash has accumulated the most. He's got clothes, he's got fast food trash, random stuff he's bought online, boxes, paracord mess, you name it, Nova might have it in his room. And I just can't comprehend how he can be comfortable sleeping in a place like that. I've let my room get messy here and there, as I'm sure everyone in the world has, but if I were ever to let my room get into the state that Nova's is, I would have to take a real long look in the mirror and just be like, why? Well, what's going on? We all know that Nova's home life is pretty wacky, with his relationship with his family and the condition of his house. It has given us many crazy, goofy clips. So I just wanted to see how tackling Nova's house would feel in a video, and I hope y'all liked it. I enjoyed filming it, and I do plan on having another video out that covers Nova's past when it comes to his old YouTube content. So stay tuned for that, but thank you guys again. I hope to see you soon. Deuces.